You will hate yourself. I repeat, you will hate yourself if 10 years from now you look back and realize you had the power and you did nothing. You were not beaten by the world. You were beaten by your own delay, your own weakness, your own betrayal of the voice inside you that dared to want more. Most men are not destroyed by failure. They are destroyed by the slow decay of compromise. They tell themselves, "Tomorrow I begin." And in doing so, they sell their future for a false peace. I will not comfort you. I will not excuse you. I will tell you the truth. You are not tired. You are not too late. You are undisciplined. You are unfocused. And the only cure is action. Ruthless, organized, definite action. Success has a price, and so does regret. One you pay now, the other you pay in the silent agony of wasted years. If you still have breath, you have no excuse. Decide who you are. Face what you've avoided. Declare what you will become. And move. The tragedy of life is not what was taken from you. It is what you refuse to build. It is not the world's betrayal you should fear. It is the slow betrayal of your own potential. I say this to you not to hurt your pride, but to awaken your spirit. For the greatest torment known to man is not poverty, not failure, not criticism, but the gnawing awareness that you could have been more and chose less, that you had the blueprint in your hands and refused to build, that you were shown the laws of wealth, faith, power, and walked away in distraction, that you were told, "This is the door," and you sat down and waited for it to open itself. Now I ask you, with no apology in my voice, why are you not already where you said you'd be? You said you would be free by now. Why aren't you? You said you'd have built the business, written the book, forged the body, taken command of your time, your life, your mind. Why hasn't it happened? What lie have you believed? What excuse have you repeated so often that it now wears the mask of reason? What weakness have you sheltered, nursed, defended, calling it realism, calling it balance, when in truth it is cowardice? Let us not pretend. Let us speak man to man. You were not stopped by hardship. You were stopped by hesitation. You were not held back by the world. You were delayed by your own refusal to demand more of yourself. The brutal truth is this: no one else will save you. No opportunity is coming that can outmatch your present potential. No mentor, no shortcut, no secret. You have everything you need already. You are simply not using it. You are the builder of your future, or the grave digger of your dreams. I will not coddle you. I will not comfort you. I will instruct you. If you seek softness, go back to sleep. If you seek truth, stand at attention. This message is not for the weak. It is for the man who still believes he was born for something greater. You are either the builder of your life or the witness to its burial. You must choose, and you must choose now. For the longer you wait, the more you decay. Let us look closely at your life. What do you tolerate? What have you allowed to persist? What small habits do you justify that poison your strength each day? What delay do you call patience? What fear have you mistaken for caution? Every time you tell yourself not yet, you tell the universe you do not want it badly enough. And so it withholds, not to punish you, but to test you, to see if you are worthy of command. And most are not. Most men will die in the same cycle they swore they would escape. They will lie on their deathbeds whispering, "I could have, and I almost, and I was going to." But no man is measured by what he meant to do. He is measured by what he did. And if you continue as you are, half in, half out, half committed, half believing, then I must say it plainly. You will live a life you secretly despise, a life of mediocrity, of watching others rise, of scrolling through stories of success while telling yourself fictions about why your time is coming. Number your time is not coming. It is here. And if you do not act now, you do not deserve another chance. You are being watched by your own soul. Every day it takes account of your decisions. It observes your hesitation. It hears every silent promise you break. And it remembers That is why the man who betrays himself once finds it easier to do it again and again and again, until he no longer knows how to keep a vow, not even to himself. Let me give you the law. Every excuse you allow today becomes a habit tomorrow and a lifestyle by next year, and that lifestyle becomes your prison. But there is a way out. It begins with brutal truth, with facing what you've avoided, with ripping the mask off mediocrity and looking your own cowardice in the eye. Not to be ashamed, but to change, to draw the line, to say once and for all, no more. I have walked this path. I have stood at the edge of despair. I have known the agony of failure, the shame of delay, the torment of watching others pass me by. And I have learned this. Success has a price. So does regret. One you pay now, the other you pay forever. But you must choose, for one cost leads to freedom, the other leads to decay. Now listen to me. Your transformation does not require talent. It does not require genius. It does not require perfect conditions. It requires a single thing, the decision to no longer betray yourself. That is the first step. And from that step, you will gain momentum. From momentum, you will gain belief. From belief, you will gain identity. And from identity, you will become unstoppable. You say you are tired? Then I ask you, tired of what? Tired of trying or tired of avoiding the truth? You are not tired. You are weighed down by your own inaction. The cure is not rest. It is purpose. It is movement. It is decision. Let me say again what the world will not tell you. You are not broken. You are not too late. You are not weak. You are simply undisciplined, unclear, uncommitted. But that can change today. Write this down. Speak it aloud. Repeat it every day until it becomes law in your being. I will not betray myself again. Today I face what I've avoided, and I rise. Say it again. I will not betray myself again. Today I face what I've avoided, and I rise. Now you are ready to begin. No man was ever ruined by the blows of others before he first sabotaged himself. You may argue that men are crushed by injustice, by poverty, by betrayal. But I say to you now with the full weight of truth, all destruction begins within. The enemy is not the world. The enemy is not the critic. The enemy is not even failure. The true enemy is the man who cannot be trusted to keep the promises he made to himself in silence. That is the first betrayal, and it is the most dangerous. You remember, don't you, the night you stood in your room full of anger or fire or vision and swore to yourself that this would be the year, that you would rise, that you would focus, that you would become the man you were meant to be? And then you negotiated, you slept in, you waited, you silenced the inner general and let the coward speak. You betrayed yourself when no one was watching. That moment, that first moment, was the true fork in the road. Not the job loss, not the failure, not the betrayal by others. No, you abandoned yourself first. And then, like all men who break the sacred vow to their own soul, you watch the rest of your life follow in kind. Your confidence dropped. Your belief weakened. Your habits softened. Why? Because you taught yourself not to believe in your own word. This is no small matter. It is not a simple error. It is the slow execution of your future. When a man says, I will, and then does not, he trains the subconscious mind to accept weakness. And that subconscious mind is the gateway to infinite intelligence. It is the seat of your belief. It is the echo chamber of your inner commands. And if it cannot believe you, it cannot serve you. No man can walk into greatness while calling himself a liar each morning through his inaction. Let me give you a law. Repeated compromise forms identity, and identity forms destiny. That is how failure becomes permanent. Not in one decision, but in the daily erosion of your own standard. That's how you become the man who used to dream, the man who used to try, the man who almost built something, the man who becomes a warning to others instead of a testimony. Charles Schwab did not become great because he was born into privilege. He became great because he refused to lie to himself. When Carnegie gave him a task, he completed it, not only with excellence, but with initiative. When he said he would grow U.S. Steel into an empire, he did not delay. He did not hope. He declared and then acted. And when the world said it could not be done, he turned inward, not outward, for power, because he had trained his subconscious to believe in him. Now I ask you, when you say you will rise at dawn, do you obey? When you say you will build the business, do you begin immediately? When you say you will focus, do you eliminate distraction? Or do you allow your words to die in silence, hoping no one remembers? But you remember, and that memory becomes rot. Every broken promise to yourself creates decay, and decay left unchecked becomes identity. You see, every time you skip your aim, every time you weaken your standard, every time you delay your action, you are teaching your mind to lose. You are training yourself in failure. You are scripting the language of defeat into your own subconscious. That is not discipline. That is self-destruction. If you do not honor your own word, you have no foundation, no structure, no law within. And a man without law within must obey the laws of others. He must serve. He must follow. He must kneel, because he cannot rule his own soul. You want freedom? Then first prove you can follow your own command. When I began my journey, I had nothing. No title, no fortune, no advantage. But I had one asset that most men never protect: my own word to myself. I told myself I would finish Think and Grow Rich, and I did. I told myself I would interview the great men of our time, and I did. I told myself I would give the world a philosophy of success that any man could follow, and I did. Not because it was easy, but because I refused to break oath with myself. This is where you must begin, not with strategy, not with planning, not with seeking more information. You must begin by rebuilding the vow you made long ago, the one you whispered when you still believed you were destined for greatness. You must return to that vow, and this time you must obey it. From this day forward, you must become your own commander, and a commander does not negotiate with soldiers. He gives the order. He expects obedience. He enforces law. Let me make it plain. Your enemy is not the world. It is your daily negotiation with mediocrity. If you want to rise, then stop speaking the language of hesitation. Stop arguing for your limitations. Stop explaining why it's hard. It is hard. So what? Greatness is never given. It is claimed. It is earned through obedience to purpose and allegiance to self-command. You are not here to drift. You are not here to delay. You are here to build. And the first material you must lay is your own integrity. That means saying what you mean and doing it. No matter the mood, no matter the weather, no matter who is watching. Say this aloud: I do not break promises to myself. I am my own commander, and I obey. Say it again until your voice shakes. I do not break promises to myself. I am my own commander, and I obey. That is the beginning. That is the first law.